Thank you, Dakshinamurthy. Happy to be here. Happy to share my learnings, whatever I had through the years. Probably I'll start sharing my presentation. Yeah. Hope this screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So first, congrats for all of you. I'm sure you are the top 20% of the people who is who has taken initiative to come and join on a week, I mean on the evening. So after all the colleges or all the stuff in the office, you might go to bed. That's a natural thing. Get it tired. Even I want to do it. But despite of that, we are here. So first, let's pat ourselves and congratulate all of you. So the first step I want to start with, so in this, I'll put the agenda. So I'll go for 35 minutes, most probably. So I'll have three steps. What will help you to future proof? Okay, that is the primary goal of this session. Okay, and for the next 35 minutes, I want your undivided attention. I hope that is not a must to ask. Probably. If you have any other comments, please share it in the chat. If not, please share a yes, because I want the responses from you guys so that I can listen to you as well as you are listening to me. Okay. So I hope this is not a too much ask, right? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got some messages. Got it. Okay. So right now, how many of you believe that we are already in the future? This would be primarily, I'll ask a lot of questions. Drop the messages like whatever you have. Yeah, you can use the chat box feature to put the messages. That will be a good thing for me to interact with you. That is how I do it. Okay. Yes. So I was able to get some replies. So we are already in the future. So things are moving towards it. So we used to call the earlier generation as digital natives. Now the current generation are AI natives. Okay. So there is no more old school or cloud and other things. So it's everybody is AI native. So everything is moving towards AI and things are working in that path. Okay, let me put the agenda. What would be covering? So first, I'll talk about the technology part. So what is it? What is future proof means? Okay, and I'll share the careers which will be relevant in next 2 decades. Again, so this is whatever I put in is with respect to the today's view of my technology landscape. So this might change, but it will not change drastically. Most of them are aligned towards the future. That's how I put it out. Okay. The third one which I'll be sharing is this is the important point which you should take away as a thing from this is I'll share a three-step process to build a IT career from the scratch. I assume that you might be a CS guy, you might be a non-CS guy. Okay. So for me, I'll put the perspective from the first. So at the end, I'll be sharing a simple 90-day plan kind of it where you can take it and then use it for your skilling. Okay, with the timelines put in there. That is one of the things which you'll have it. That is a blueprint which I'll be sharing it. Okay. So one of the things which I want you to do is so I want no distractions from this. That is why we have muted it. And preferably if you are joining from mobile, please drop and join from laptop. That is very much needed to look at the questions. We'll so during the session, we'll have an activity. Okay. I want you to pick a paper and pen as well. So pick paper and pen and join from the laptop. I'll wait for probably 60 minutes, sorry, 60 seconds. Okay, I'll switch on the timer and I'll wait for it. Stopwatch, I'm switching it on. Okay, so I'll wait for 60 seconds. So please join from your laptop and keep a pen and paper because we are going to have a session. I mean, we are going to have activity as part of it. So 22 minutes, 22 seconds, 24 seconds, 25, done. Thank you, Pranjal. 48, 49, 50, probably 10 seconds more. 7, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm showing it. Yeah. So I'll stop it. So 1 minute is over. I'll get into it. I assume that you have those pen and paper in your hand. And so this is some of the things which I prefer, like who is the audience. Okay. So if you want to look at, if you want to build a career for the future, or if you're looking for a secure job, which right now you are not in, and even if you're looking for a career growth, okay, and you want to put some time for your personal upskilling, so this webinar is for you. Okay. So this is for anybody who's struggling with any of these activities. You might be already working as an intern or working somewhere else and you are underpaid. Your resume doesn't get shortlisted. I'll explain why it is not. Okay, you have language barrier in learning. So all those things will be covering in this one. And if you want, this is for the people you should drop off from this. Like if you want looking for a quick get rich scheme, this is not, the session is not. So here I'll ask you to work and work a lot so that you get your results. So that is my expectation. I have it from your end. Okay. Let's start with what is future proof. So if we go in that, like, so in the old school, lot of companies which you have seen from the past has vanished. Okay. Because they were not able to adapt it. Okay. So the same applies for the individuals as well when you get into it. So, for example, if you look at it, like there used to be alarm clock companies. Okay. Now nobody knows such company existed. There used to be a separate set of CD companies, DVD companies. Now nobody cares about it. Everything is in cloud. Okay. So if you are not able to adapt yourself towards the current trend, you will be vanished. It applies to companies and it applies to the individuals as well. Okay. That's how it is. So the next question is like, do you have the skills for the next 10 years is the question. Let's look at the skills which is there. Okay. So you might have hearing a lot of this stories everywhere. AI is replacing job. AI is going to do the layoff. And post COVID, there are a lot of layoffs happen in a lot of companies. Okay. So you name any companies, it doesn't matter whether it's a big company or a small company, that is, it has happened. So, but there are some jobs, there are some skills which is relevant for the today's thing. For example, one such job is straightforward is AI. Okay, AI is going to be the next thing. So the CAGR is around 37%. So it is huge market size. It is getting into it. If you are somebody who is working on towards it, so that is where it comes into play. You can be a machine learning engineer, you can be AI engineer, you can be a what is that, data ops guy, any of this thing which is related to the AI stuff, you will be there. Okay. The next one is cloud company. Now, most of the startups or the most of the product companies who's in the mid size is moving towards the cloud. The large companies might have owned their data centers, but if you're a small company or if you're a startup who's starting it, cloud is inevitable. You have to live in the cloud, you have to grow in the cloud. For example, GUVI completely resides in AWS, so Amazon Cloud. So from the day one, we started it. The first server, we bought it. So beyond that, we have moved everything towards the cloud. Okay. So that is another thing. And obviously, the next thing is software development and web development. This is going to be there forever. Okay. If somebody says that AI is going to take the jobs of a developer, no, it is not. So Devin is not going to take it up, or any other chat GPT is not going to take it. It can reduce the number of people needed, but it's not going to take away the things, because the AI can learn from the existing code base and then do a lot of activities. It could generate the test case and other things, but it cannot create a new code, because if it is not seen to that, it will not be able to generate. Okay, that is one of the things. Until unless it sees something, it will not be able to generate that. So that is where we as a developers have the upper hand. Okay, whether it is a web development or software development, in these cases, most of the monotonous activities are right now automated. Okay, those automated stuff are the one which is getting replaced. Okay, so if you look at it, like whatever you things people automate, so that is where is right now is getting removed. Okay, the next step of automation is kind of generation. Okay, that is the thing. And this is one of the important thing in the current generation. And at least for the next 3 decades, this would be one of the key things, user experience. So if you're a UX guy, you are the one who's needed, especially because of the young kids out there. So I used to joke with my dad. Okay, dad used to walk 10 kilometers to save 10 rupees. Okay, so I spend 1,000 rupees to save 10 minutes. Okay, that is how it is. So for us, the time and experience matters. Okay, that is one of the key things which is going to be there. So if the experience is not there, the next generation or the current generation or you is not going to accept it. The UPI became a hit because of the simple UX, nothing else. So that is going to be the next primary thing which is out there. And data analytics. So not in all the cases AI will be there. So prior to the AI, every company will start with the data analytics. So they will have a data team and they'll start analyzing the data. From there, probably the next step would be the AI thing. Okay, this is one of the key things which is coming there. And for applying all those things, you need a data scientist. Okay, data analyst is at the lowest level who shapes up the data, and data science guy is a guy who picks the data and finds the patterns out of it or apply the algorithms out of it for your business context and takes it to that. So this is going to be one of the key things. And natural digital marketing. So right now, all the kids live in the apps and the platforms. So you name any platform, that is where people are. And that's how it is. Like most of you who are there in this webinar would have got from some digital marketing page. Okay, from some ads or something like that. So digital marketing is inevitable in the current trend and in the future as well. So most of the things are moving towards the digital marketing. So this becomes a key stuff. Okay. And another thing is blockchain. So unfortunately, the blockchain is tied with Bitcoin. Because of that, a lot of people believe that blockchain and Bitcoin are one and the same. No, it is not. Blockchain is an application which runs on Bitcoin is an application which is built on top of blockchain. Blockchain is an idea. Okay. They picked the idea and applied it for one use case. So Bitcoin is one of the use case. So like that, blockchain can be applied anywhere and everywhere where the traceability is needed. If you want to trace from end to end something, so blockchain is the only key thing which is there. Right now, the traceability is there, but it is more of a proprietary and it is non-verifiable. When people put in blockchain, that becomes much more verifiable stuff. For example, one simple place where blockchain can be applied and it will be super duper, it is like stock markets. Okay, people buy and sell stocks. So right now, all the data is stored in the databases. Okay, what if everything is kept in blockchain? Because those transactions has to be tracked and it has to be measured. Okay, as of now, it is not applied. If it is applied, this would be the game changer for blockchain and even for that industry as well. Like that, when you need any traceability, let's say you are taking a medicine, okay, you want to know where the medicine comes from, what are the parts to it. Right now, you look at the label and then do it, right? So what if you have the traceability and then you can have a place where you can go and check it out. So that is where the blockchain becomes a key thing. Okay, so as an idea, the blockchain is super powerful. Unfortunately, it is not applied in the right place. So in future, it will be applied. Okay, so this is one of the key things which will come in there. Okay, and big data. So this is from the past, like you have the data and every company has the data and this becomes a key play there. Okay, and DevOps. So DevOps is another important place which would be value adding for every company. Probably if you are a fresher, you will not understand the DevOps much. Okay, in a company, developers' time is most precious. Okay, whatever way we want to save the developers' time, that's how we do it. Okay, so one of the things is like a developer operation that's called DevOps. So we save the developer operations. So we do the developer operations with this separate person, so that he doesn't need to worry about the things. For example, how to merge a thing, how to take it to the production, those kind of things. And the same version of the DevOps is going to be the super duper it for the data. Okay, that is where data ops is going to come in or AI ops is going to come in. Both the ops is going to be there. So when it comes to the AI ops or the ML ops, it will be the versioning of the model, how the model is trained, how the data is reinforced to the back to the model, how fast it is trained, how frequently it is updated. All those things come into the data ops or the ML ops or even AI ops. So any operations thing would be one of the key things in the future, starting from the DevOps. Okay. So now let's understand what are the companies you want to work with. So tell me what are the companies you want to work with. So put it in the chat. I'll wait for your comments. Google, Nvidia, Deloitte, Jane Street, Google, NCPI, Google, Pinterest, BlackRock. Wow, that's a good one. Microsoft, NASA, Google, Google again, GUVI. Thank you. Couple of people, GUVI. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Niveda, Amazon. Thank you, Ashok. Okay, Google. Okay, I got enough. So probably let's look at it. Like probably these are the popular companies which people look into it. Okay, so it would be the fan companies or it could be the top hot companies in the market. Some might have different variations. Like this, many more companies would be there. Okay, if you look at it, even these companies, you will have a lot of layoffs, starting from the Apples and Cisco's and Microsoft's. Everywhere this is there. So the layoff is becoming a common thing. So let's understand how do you survive it or how do you adapt it. Okay. So that is, I mean, okay. Yes, I got some comments. Okay, fine. I'll come back to the comments. Okay. So enough of the companies. Let's focus on here. Still the companies are coming here. Okay. So the only way to do is like you have to change the way or approach the way where you learn has to be different. Okay. Now you might ask, who the hell are you to come and advise me in this? Do you have any experience in this? Yes, I was one among you. For example, so during my college days, I never touched computers. I don't know, some of you might have been in that category. So I didn't even have any computer at my home because I was not able to afford. So no internet, no tool facilities, all those things were not there. And I am from a tier 2 city, not from a tier 1 city. I'm from Madurai. So the exposure towards I mean, though I studied in English medium, so I used to pay fine and then talk in Tamil. Okay, so that is the kind of category of people I am in. Okay, so during that time it was kind of a stylish thing, but now I understood it as we change. Okay, and so when I started coding, since I didn't have a computer, so one of my friend taught me you can learn programming even without computers. That is how. Okay, so I learned programming. My friend taught me programming in paper. Okay, he taught me like basic codes. Like for example, he used to give me, tell me the addition of, I mean, he'll teach me how to do addition of two numbers and he'll ask, write a code for addition of three numbers. That might look funny to now, all of you, but that was one of the biggest programs at that time. He will give greatest of two numbers and ask me to write a logic for greatest of three numbers. Okay, and he is the person who will sit and correct in the paper. He is my compiler. Okay, if you are from the CS background, you know that the compiler is the one which does the job, right? He was a human compiler for me. So he was doing it for this for a couple of months. Then he taught me how to learn, how to correct my code, which I became a compiler. Then I started learning, understanding how compiler works. I started falling in love with the internals of CS. I started understanding all those things. So that is how I learned programming. So if somebody says that programming is hard, somebody from a non-computer science background or a biology background, programming is not possible. I'll say that no, it is wrong. Somebody has given you a wrong idea. No. So I am the living example where it doesn't matter which background you are from, you can learn where you are. It doesn't matter which economic situation you are in. It doesn't matter. You can learn programming and get it started. That is how I started, and then I was able to get my first salary and then got enrolled. So this is how I was. So this bad I was. Now, right now, I was able to run the company and skill the people throughout the world. Like right now, so as part of the GUVI, we have a Guinness World Record. We being the most trusted vernacular brand, we work with all the IITs. We are part of IIT Madras. I am Ahmedabad. Both have been incubated by, I mean, they have incubated us. And we are also partner with IIT Kanpur, Pravatak, and these are the IITs which we work with. So for this, one thing which I did it like so not only me, so I was able to help others as well as part of this process as well. That is one of the proud moments which I do it. So now let's get into the stuff which I want to share. Now I've established at least my story. I hope you know it. Like I have 20 years of experience. I started my career with Honeywell. I worked in PayPal and blah 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 companies, whatever you name it. So all the fan companies, some of my friends are there. I got even opportunities there, but I started my own. That's how it was. Okay, let's understand how to get into this one. Okay, so what is the 3 steps that you need to do it? Okay, so the first step is to deciding the right skill. Okay, I have listed a lot of skills in the few past slides, right? Okay, so now the question comes into what is the skill which is good for you? Okay, so from now onwards, take the pen and paper and start writing it. Okay, the exercise starts now. Okay, so I'll wait for 30 seconds for answering each question. Write it in your paper and probably if you want, drop the answers in the thing. Okay, so these questions will help you to pick which this career path might suited for you. I'm not saying it is 100% perfectly for it. At the first level, you can pick with this guidance, you can pick it. Okay, first is so which category of this people? I mean, if I ask you to pick 1 out of 4, which would be you picking it? A, B, C, D. I'm a good problem solver. I love art. I use scientific approach. I look at the data when somebody says something. I connect the dots like that. So there are 4. These are some of the common traits. Everybody has it. So which trait you have it? D. Yeah. Somebody, I mean, it is not one is not good, bad, or something like that. People have different interests. So this is the first. This is the first question. Okay. Now let's understand which are the careers which will be mapping for this. Okay, these are the careers you will be mapping for. Okay, so if I picked A, first set would be a apt set for you. If you picked B, second set would be UI UX, digital marketing could be a thing. Okay, if you have a scientific approach and data oriented approach, you pick data analytics, big data, data science, all goes in the same category. Okay, if you're able to connect the dots and do little bit of programming, you get into software development or cloud. Okay, this is how it would be. Okay, so this is the first question. Let's ask and understand one more as well. So question number 2. Okay, which category here is A, B, C, D? You have it. Which you belong to? Innovative tech projects. You love to interact with people and do business with them. Again, data-driven decision, and you can be technical expert. I'll wait for 30 seconds. Let me take the timer and then do it. Okay, so I'll go to the answers. So this is how it fits in. Okay, so by now you would have understood how you can align your interest. It is not the perfect way, but this is how you can start putting your thing. Okay, let's move to the third question. So what motivates you? Again, A, B, C. Solving complex problem, visually appealing thing, numbers and facts. Okay. So what is the thing which you want to do it? Okay. So now you got the pattern right. So you will be able to see the pattern and then get it done. Okay. So 1 is for this, 2 is for that, 3 is for that, 4 is for the last category. Like this, you can pull in your ideas and then figure out your category. Okay. This is step 1. Okay. And again, what is the work environment you want to pick? The same pattern you do. Okay. So now let's understand a little more deeper as well. So now we have grouped one level at the step, right? Let's group the individual level. So this is the questions and this is the answer for it. Like you can look at it like you are interested in creating intelligent systems and learn and adapt, go on to this. Okay, like that. So I'll wait for another 30 seconds so that you can make a note of this one. So this would be useful for looking at and experimenting the things. Okay, it is not like it is a final goal. This for your experimentation path. Okay. So now first we understood, we have picked step one, which is that we have picked one out of this. Okay, you might have picked AI, cloud or software, UI, UX, data analytics, anything you might have picked. Step one is done. Okay, step two is mastering the foundation. Okay, strong foundation is one of the key things. In that, people always assume that if you talk fancy terms, that is useful to crack an interview. No, it is not. So in the interviews, we always look for the basics, how strong you are in the basics. Okay, that is the first thing as an interviewer, I will ask any one of my people who are sitting out there. I'll try to understand how strong is good in the basics. Whatever it is, you can be in the sales, you can be in the digital marketing, you can be in the UI, UX, anything. I'll always check the basics of it. Second one is how adaptable you are. Because this is one reason is because there are new tools comes every 2 months. Okay. So you should be a person who will be willing to adapt that. Okay. So that is one of the things. And as part of it, we'll also give some problems. We'll check whether you are ready for solving the problems. This is the second step. Okay. So why the basics has to be strong is this is a simple thing. So all the skyscrapers are strong because their foundation is good. Whereas the normal places where it gets distracted is this foundation is not that good. Okay. So that is where the differentiating factor is. And typically, these are the things which people build during the foundation stuff. Skip the basics, okay, and do a shallow learning, okay. And the core subjects, you might miss it, whether it's a math or algorithm or whatever it is, you miss the core subject. And no hands-on. So that is one of the biggest flaws which I have seen it. People are very good in theory, but without hands-on, right now, none of the companies will hire you. That is the first step which people look at it. No matter what you are, like, even if you are a digital marketer, the next question is, have you run a campaigns? Do you know how to create a campaign? Is the question. If you are a developer, can you create a sample project and then do it? Do this task. We'll check it out. That's how we do it. Okay. And so now people say that I have all the GPTs there. It's a chat GPT or any other GPTs there. So I don't need to worry too much about it. Okay. So the tool will help me out. So doing without knowing the principles is the one which will get you rejected in all the interviews. If you are getting rejected in the interviews, it will be one of the 5 reasons here. Okay. If you are getting rejected, look at this and then check it out whether you are you have done any of these mistakes. Okay. And so another thing which always we look for is the continuous learning. So in the current world, your compensation or your salary is directly proportional to the learning you exhibit. If you learn better, no matter which year you are. So me being a CEO, that is the one thing which I do daily. Okay, I learn something daily so that I am stay on top of things. Okay, so the learning is one of the key things which anybody is to do it. Okay, this is another important slide which I want to look at people to look at it. So when we take an interview, people will ask, sir, will you ask the computer science guy and the non-computer science guy same way? No, it is not that. We know that you are from a different degree. You may not understand you may not have all the stuffs which is other people have it, but we'll look at your basics, fundamentals, mathematical skills, logical skills, if you are from a non-technical background. So this is how we do it. For a technical guy who's from a CS background, it could be IT, CS, AI, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of new degrees are created daily. Okay. For all the computer science based degrees, we'll look at, are we good in data structures? Are you good in OOPs? Are you good in understanding the frameworks, not using the frameworks? Okay. Are you using like libraries? Do you know why are you using the library? Why not the other library? That is how we will ask for a technical guy who's from a CS background. For a non-technical background, we'll not ask these questions because we know that you will not know it. There is no point in asking that question, but we'll ask you the basics. Okay, we'll make sure that whatever you learned as a basics is very clear. That is how we do it. Okay. And another myth I have seen is like these are the four myths which I have seen it from different people. Only people from the CS got chosen the tech companies. No, my CTO was not from a CS background. My star developer is not from a CS background. He is from a ENI background, I guess. Okay. And another thing is you have to learn programming from the school. No, I didn't learn from school. I learned only in the college. In the first year, I didn't know anything about programming. Later, I learned it. Tech jobs are the only from the people from the major cities. No, I am the example for it. Even if you are from tier 2 city, yes, it is there. People actually love people from tier 2 cities because you guys stay to the companies to a longer. Okay. Whereas the other people will jump off mostly. Okay. So that is thing. And tech is only for engineers. No, it is not. Even if you are from an arts degree, if you are from other place, we have taken people who is good in programming. Okay. Only there are few companies who has the restrictions. I'm not saying about the service companies, but majority of the companies doesn't care much about it. Okay. These are the myths. If somebody says this myth, tell that Arun said that it is wrong. Okay. So you can quote this name. Probably, so you're when you are getting into that, some people may not understand the service and the product background. The service companies are the companies who works products for the clients, probably your TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCLs of the world. Okay. Whatever the companies of 1980s and 2000s, they are the service companies, whichever the companies which you know in the past, who was the big presence in India, who does the mass hiring. They are mostly service companies. Okay. So they create product for the clients. Okay. Whereas the product companies, they create product for themselves. Okay. So that is where the pay is higher and the question or cracking the interview is also higher. Okay. Whereas in the service company, since you are working for the clients, the communication becomes a key thing because you have to talk to the people in US and UK. So you have to be at least decent enough in communication. There, the communication takes a bigger picture. Whereas in the product companies, it doesn't matter. For example, my English is not good, but still I got into Honeywell. I worked in PayPal. I worked in KLA and Kaleido. So all product companies I worked. So I am not a good fit for a service company because my English is not good. Okay. But for a product company, I'm the good guy because I make sure that the code runs. You get the output. Okay. That is how I was. Okay. So that is how it is. And when you're understanding, you have to understand the tech stack of it. I mean, this is some of the things which you have to understand any tech stack. So understand how works or any app works or any even the AI model works in the same way. You have to understand these components. That's one of the things. So these are the basics which when I say basics, these are things which you should understand in a level. Okay. And the last point is like, don't worry, you can learn these technical foundation in 3 months. It doesn't need 4 years. Okay. People say that you have to have an engineering degree. No, no. If you are very clear, if you are focused, you can do it in 3 months. I'll say that how to do it as well. I'll give the slides. Okay. The third step is to master and build it. How to master and build? Simple way to master and build is to do quality projects. You have to build a project. Okay. So the next question is just, I said, right, practicing is not enough. Now, after the practicing part, you have to build it. Okay. So if you're not practiced much, okay, that itself will eliminate you in the first round. Let's assume you are practicing, then you are not applying it as a whole app or a solution. That is where the next thing is. And learning alone is one of the big thing which is a no-no. I mean, when you come to the company, we want you to work as a group. Okay. So there we want you to learn and share with your teammates. Okay. There it becomes the thing. And some people are say that they stick to one tool or one programming language. I am a C++ developer. I am a Python developer. I used to say that I am a VC plus developer. Now the language itself is dead. No more is there. Okay. So like that, don't stick yourself with one programming language. Okay. And the last part is asking not for help. I mean, as an Indians in most of the tier 2 cities, we have the hesitation to ask doubts. Okay. I also had the similar challenges when I was starting, but now I learned you can ask for any help when you are stuck. Okay. So these are some of the things which you need to do when you are for things. Okay. And do some solid projects. Okay. So these are some of the common mistakes which people do it. Okay, how to select the right projects. You can do it in multiple ways for do it. For example, you can pick some internship. You can do an open source contribution. This is one of the things. You can do a lot of coding competitions. You can do a lot of freelancing roles or the entry level jobs. And if you network with people, people will be happy to give some of the jobs to you as well. These are some of the ways to connect and get practical experience. Okay, to summing up, this is how it is. So first we pinpointed the skill, first step. Second one is understand the solid foundation. So don't believe that it is only for CS guys. Anybody can do it. Third one is to get a program skill which is mastered. So for mastering, you do a open source project or a hackathon or blah blah blah, whatever I said it. You can pick any one of the things. Okay. So now comes the important thing of this whole presentation. So this is how I put a plan for 90 days for landing into any IT thing. Okay. First thing is pick a role. So as I said in the step one, okay, of the thing, first identify the role. So first 3 days, go and do the JD collection. JD is not Jack Daniels. It is job description. Okay. Go and pick the job description. Let's say I want to be a UX developer. I understand that I love UX. Okay, go and search what are the skills is needed for the UX. You go to Naukri, LinkedIn, anywhere, go to Google, search it, you will get it. So you'll have the JD, right? Pick the JD and understand the JD. Okay, then do the skill mapping. Okay, hey, these are the common skills which is asked. These are the things which you do. You go to YouTube, you will have hundreds of things. Then identify which are the courses or the learning paths you have it. Okay, that's the second thing. And another important thing which you have to do in the 7 days is pick a company. Okay, don't prepare randomly. Pick 2 or 3 companies and then prepare for them. Okay, if you do this, this is the first step. So by in the first 10 days, you will be very clear. This is my path. This is my mind map. This is how I'm going to achieve it. Okay. Then the second 70 days comes in. Okay. The second 70 days is like pick a goal. Okay. And then do a freelancing if possible. If somebody is paying you and you are getting money from them, he will also not leave you. You will also not sleep. Okay. So even if you don't know, go and ask and say that I will do a freelance project even for 100 rupees. Okay. And pick 3 people as a mentors. Okay. In LinkedIn, anywhere you can connect with the people and ask them to be a mentor. So you don't need to, they don't need to teach you. You're not asking for a tutor. You're looking for a mentor who will be a bouncing board for you. And pick a friend who can do the mock interview for you. Okay. So that is a simple thing. Okay. The 3 things you need to do it. And the last 10 days for job search, like how first days you did it, you the reverse of the first 10 days of it. And in the 80 days, so your profile building has to be done from the day one. It's not on the last day you go and update the resume. The resume updation has to be done throughout the 80 days. It is not the 71st day or 72nd day you are going to do it. Okay. In the 70 days, you split into first 30 days and do one project in 30 days. Okay. Or do one project in first 40 days. Okay. And then like hackathon, do a self hackathon for yourself. Okay. In the next 30 days, every week do a hackathon for yourself. Fix 24 hours and do a hackathon. Fix 24 hours and do a hackathon. Every week you have to do one project. So you'll have 4 projects. Okay. So 4 projects plus 1 which you did in the first. So 5 projects you have it. And just project is not good enough. You have to have the 1 pager of your project. You have to describe, you have to write in the paper saying that what is the project is doing it. And write 20 questions for it. And give the questions to your mock interviewer, which is your friend, and ask him to ask the question. So that when he asks, you reply to that. Okay, and do elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is a 2-line pitch which you do it. Okay, and there are multiple hacks to do it. So one is publish your blogs or Stack Overflow contribution or whatever you do it, you put it in your Instagram or in Facebook, whatever you want to share it, put it everywhere. It could be in the Pinterest, all those things. These are some of the hacks which will help you to get in notice for the good people. Okay, so this is how it works on. And now coming back to SWAYAM. So as I said, we work with SWAYAM, right? These are some of the courses which we have it in SWAYAM. You can go and learn it from there. One is if you are a new programmer, you don't know anything, start from Python. 100 days of Python is such an amazing thing. We start from that. And for cloud, we have Azure. And then let's say you are from a C background, you want to learn C, we start from the C programming. We have it in Hindi, Bengali as well. Okay, we have it in the vernacular languages. You can go and learn it. Start from HCL, C Sharp, all those things are available. These are some of the courses which is available in SWAYAM Plus, which Dakshinamurthy has shared it. Please go and look at it and then do it. Okay. So now I have given a recipe to you. Okay. So I have given a biryani to you. So it is your job to eat the biryani or waste the biryani. So whenever you look at the biryani, you should remember the 90 days plan. That is how it has to be. So remember, in India, biryani has become the national food. So everywhere you go, you will find biryani, right? So everywhere you see biryani, you should remember the 90-day plan for yourself. Okay. And thank you all for joining. So I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Arun. Folks, I would urge you all to keep putting your questions. In the meantime, I'm taking a few questions that have already come. Aarti Kumari has asked, Sir, I'm able to clear all concepts, but sometimes unable to write the code. How can I improve my coding skills?
Nice. That's a very good problem. So typically the same way which I did it, like, so don't do the coding in the IDE. Okay. If you do the IDE will throw 20 errors. You will get frustrated. So write it in the paper, get it reviewed by anyone. I mean, you always need one friend. Okay. So whether he likes it or not, like in programming world, we call that as a parrot programmer. So in startups, what we do is, before going and asking somebody, we'll have a toy. Okay. The toy could be a dog or whatever it is. Okay. We'll tell the toy, this is the steps I tried. This is how it worked. Most of the time, 80% of the time. Okay. So that when you are explaining to the toy, you will know, oh, this is where I missed it. And then you will go back and fix it. The same trick you apply it here as well. Write it in the paper and explain it to your favorite teddy bear. So the teddy bear will help you to find the logic. Okay. So that is how it is.
The next question is from Abhishek. He's asking, how do I make my math strong?
Max Tansi. For computer science, you don't need to be rock star math guy. So all you need is a basic math. So not even integration, differentiation, you don't need it. All you need is mean, median, average, little bit of matrix multiplication, that is a little bit of probability, that is good enough for you, man. So don't worry too much about math. So basic 7th, 8th grade math is good enough. It is not the advanced math you needed. So the M1, M2, you ignore it. Even if you flunk it, nobody cares.
Anupam Ray is asking, is the recruitment age based? Does age have a factor in recruitment?
Yes, it is a factor. It is a factor. So typically people prefer to, I mean, depending upon the job roles, people pick it. For example, if it is a skill-based role, okay. So I showed a lot of skills, right? So in the skill-based roles, people prefer like a fresher or less than 4 years experience people in that. If it is a management role, let's say if you are a project manager, if you are a guy who is managing a UI UX team, so their age comes in there. We need experienced people because you understand the people, you understand the business, and then you manage based on that. So there, the age factor comes into play. In the beginner level, age doesn't matter. Let's assume if you are let's say you are working in some, I mean, I understand the question from this perspective. You might be working in some industry already. It could be a non-IT or non-BPO or any other industry, and you want to jump in. So one way where you can do is like go and learn the skill which is needed in your industry. So in your company or in your related company, they'll go and search for the job description. Okay. Go and search in the Naukri or anywhere. So figure out the technical job description in that and go and skill it up, because that will be much more meaningful for you to go in. The reason is you have domain skills. So technical skills, anybody can get it. It's as I said, it's 3 months time. Okay. But domain skill, it is very, very hard to do it because there are a lot of nuances which is not documented clearly. So that is where if you are working in somewhere else and you want to jump it, so go and search your JD, then come back to the technical part. That's how it is.
One of the learners, Rahul Devnath, has asked, I'm from Tripura state. I'm a disabled student and I want to do BCA, but it is not possible for me to go to school and do BCA. My question is there a college or university from where I can do online mode BCA?
lot of colleges are there. I mean, nowadays online courses are opened up. Earlier it was like it is supposed to be mandatory offline there. So now many colleges have online courses. You go and search it, like even the lot of startups which is there who partner with the colleges, they bring the courses to you as well in the online mode. Both national as well as international courses as well as there. Okay, international mostly it is PG, but national level there are a lot of good colleges which is doing UG as well. So you can check it out and then get it started.
We actually have more than 4 to 5 learners who are asking, I come from a management background. How can I get a job in the tech domain?
Okay, so I assume that when you say management, you have either MBA degree or you have management skills in the particular domain. Okay, that is when you have any one of this, the answer which I gave it to the earlier person holds good. So go and search what is good tech job in your industry. It could be a data analyst role, it could be a business analyst role, and then skill it based on that. It could be, if it is a business, I mean, typically data roles are the one role which you can get into it easily, or DevOps role is also another role where you can get into it from the management, because that doesn't need a heavy tech learning. And then, okay, the important thing, let's say if you're a creative person, go into UI UX. These are 3 areas where you can use your existing management skills or the domain skills and get it better. Let's say if you are a UI UX guy, okay, for pharma industry, the UI UX has to be different. For a hotel and hospitality industry, it will be different. So if you understand your user better, you can do the design way smarter and intuitive. So that is where your UX would be different from others. So like that, you can pick the role and then start doing it. First is understand which skill fits in, then figure out the JD, then go and skill up on the respective thing.
Pranjal Rautan has asked a very specific question to you. If you were hiring for an entry-level cybersecurity role at GUVI, what qualities and skills would you look for in a non-technical candidate? Additionally, how could integrating AI enhance his prospects compared to other candidates?
Okay. So one is like, see, for a startup like us, we want the outcome to be the first thing. So if you are coming to GUVI or any other company for cybersecurity, so your job is to protect. So figure out some bugs which we have already made. For sure, we would have made it. So identify that and do a bug report to the respective company. Okay, so that is the easy way to get into the company for in the cybersecurity side. Okay, and so what is the second part of the question?
How can AI, his
Okay.
ability in AI enhance his ability to join? I mean, prospects of
For
joining.
cybersecurity, one thing which we can do is, like, for example, the AI can, one of the skills about the AI is it can do a lot of data analysis and it can speed up the analysis. As a cybersecurity person, your job would be primarily reading a lot of log files. If you can use your AI skills to analyze the log, which generally takes 3 to 4 hours or a couple of days, to do it in minutes, that is where you differentiate your AI skills and cybersecurity skills compared to others. That is how you have to do it.
I know you specifically addressed this aspect, but still there are more questions on will UI UX be replaced by AI? Will our jobs in danger? Will cybersecurity be replaced by AI? So in that
Oh, well.
aspect, there are many questions.
No, it will not be. It will not be. For sure, it will not be, because see, the UI UX where the AI will come in is, see, there will be some routine things which is there. For example, the login page. So no matter the whoever designs the login page is going to be the same. Okay, there the AI generator can generate a UX page very easily by describing the XYZ. You put it there, you can get a landing page. Okay, so if you are a guy who is focusing on the UI UX of a landing page alone, no, you'll be easily replaced. But a company doesn't survive only on the landing page. After the landing page, there are a lot of internal business flows are there. So those business flows, AI will not understand, because the management will not teach the AI to do that. Okay, because that is more of their own secret path which they do it. So that is the place where you can be a value add to, you can use the AI tools to speed up your process. That is how it is. Okay, the same with the data, cyber security as well. The AI, let's assume I build a AI model to attack. Okay, even now it is happening. Okay, the AI model, forget about the AI model. A lot of scripts are live running who looks for the ports continuously for 24 hours, 7 days, all the time. Okay, so it doesn't need to be AI. Already cybersecurity is kind of in the attack mode only. So now you have to build a mechanism to identify these loopholes. So your AI, whatever model which you're building is to identify, it can help you to summarize and identify the log files in a better way. So that is where the AI, your AI model or your AI skill can help you out.
We'll take the last two questions, folks, in the interest of time. One question that's been coming is, as a fresher, how do I start in cybersecurity, and what is the level of math and science required if I want to be in cybersecurity?
Absolutely none. So for cybersecurity, networking skills are the primary thing. Physical networking, understanding the network layers, physical layers, all those things. Math is not much needed there.
And they're asking, as a fresher, how do I begin in cybersecurity?
Go and learn the tools. So there is a Linux called Kali Linux, KL like Kali Linux. So if you go on install Kali Linux and understand the tools, at least 5 tools in that Kali Linux, you will be ready for cybersecurity. You are ready for cybersecurity.
We'll take the last question, folks. What is the future scope in game development?
In game development, I mean, that is going to be one of the key things, which because AI will give a lot of our time back to us. So when you are bored, 2 things you will do it: go and watch some movie, okay, or do play games. So for game development, AI is going to help us both in building the characters and doing the background screens and scores and the levels. So, but the logic you have to do it. So the challenges as a game developer, you have to do it. So the routine stuffs of generating the characters and the bitmaps and the layouts, that AI can do it. The rest of things, you are the one who's king who's going to do it.
Thank you, Arun.